Oh, our daily man, we're back. And I'm mad. I missed one day yesterday. And this dude Woj is out here dropping news about every player and their mother. What are we waiting for? Let's go. What better way to kick it off than with this incredible prediction, which is that agents around the league as well as teams agree upon the fact that this offseason will have a record number of trades. This is because of factors like a poor free agent class, limited cap space, and teams in general wanting to quote unquote go for it, whatever that means. And speaking of trades, one happened right now where Jonas Valanciunas is going to the Pelicans along with the 17th pick in exchange for Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, and the 10th pick, where now they're saying Bledsoe is not gonna stay with Memphis, but the Pelicans won this trade. JV is a killer. With the Pelicans, it doesn't matter who they get if they can't keep their young core. Every week, there seems to be at least one story about one of these dudes leaving. And this week is no different, as reportedly, Brandon Ingram would welcome a trade deal to the Miami Heat. And conveniently, this rumor coincides perfectly with another one, which is that the Pelicans are huge fans of Duncan Robinson. Does this mean we're gonna see an Ingram Duncan swap? No, but still something worth noting. Ben Simmons is missing in action. I repeat, Ben Simmons is missing in action. He was last seen on the streets of Melbourne, Australia, busting it down and creating a bigger impact on the floor than he does on the playoff one. And since the playoffs ended for the Philadelphia 76ers, the team has not been able to get in touch with their star point guard. Now, we've seen this in the past. For example, with James Harden last season, when he was giving honey buns to Lil Baby in the club because his fat ass couldn't finish them all. But the reason this Ben Simmons one is so significant is because if you remember, after they lost to Atlanta, news was coming out about Philly setting up a workout routine for Ben Simmons so that they can work on his shot from scratch. And that's why they've been trying to get in touch with him in the first place. But he hasn't responded, not once. And what's even worse is that Philly has always tried to have development plans in the offseason for Ben, but he just never does it. And the difference is this time he's leaving them on red. He's not responding. At this point, I think it's safe to say that as each day passes by, Ben Simmons is more and more likely to get moved. But then it's back to that question, where? And the word is that the Toronto Raptors, who really want a star player this offseason, are gaining a lot of traction. Bradley Beal, I mean, at this point, it's just like Ben Simmons. We can't go a video without talking about him. A lot more sources are now saying the same thing, where Beal is on the fence about requesting a trade. Now, some more info has come in about exactly why Bradley Beal could be requesting a trade, and it has to do with the head coaching search that the Washington Wizards had over these past couple weeks. They ended up picking Wes Jr., which within itself, Beal was not upset about. Rather, Beal is angry that his pick, Sam Cassell, was not even given a second interview. Washington, what are we doing here? If your star player wants a specific coach, is it not standard operating procedure to get him into the final interview even if you don't want him, which would have prevented exactly what Beal is upset about? How do I, a random squeaker from Wyoming, know this, but you don't? Detroit Pistons. Okay, what is happening? I talked about this before, but it's resurfacing again. The fact that Detroit is not sold on Cade Cunningham. Okay, think about it like this. Cade is the overwhelming #1 overall pick from a lot of teams, right? So if you take him and he's a bust, that would suck, but no one's gonna blame you. Now, if you don't take him and flip the pick for some BS, I don't know, just don't do it. OKC, and of course, it just had to be OKC because they're just now fiending for picks, offered them a deal for the #1 pick, which Detroit said no to. So that's a start. But now, just cut your phone lines. DeRozan is a lock to the LA Lakers. Literally nothing else to say. If you don't know, he had an interview with Shannon Sharpe where, to paraphrase, he said, "If they want me, I'm signing with the Lakers." But that wraps it up. Sub, leave a like, do whatever you want. I don't care, and peace.